Hi Libra Ascendant. If you're not sure where your Ascendant is, go to the link below. You need to know your time of birth and your place of birth. Libra Ascendant. How purifying. Libra Ascendant people seem unassuming and undying. There is something in them that's not very human, and that something in them is not true, but plumen. There's something goofy and something so magic, yet what you see is not what you get, and that's what's tragic. What they see in themselves, if seeing is important, is a person who's restrained and not looking to be important, yet in us they inspire great need and desire. For we know that in that ascendant there is something that will take us much higher. There is a person who seems unassuming and a little bit strange and slightly confusing, for what they're placed into is a strange situation where they have no feeling of great infatuation with any of us really, just a glance of forgiveness, and a trance that they bring to us is that of repentance. They're a karmic watcher that's come into your life, not because they are here as a husband or wife, just a strange presence of knowing exactly who you are. And in that sweet presence here, we have a great big star who's trying to be lowly, low profile, not showy, somebody who's not caring or really that much a part of your story. Somebody's on the outside looking in, and it bothers, as this person here wants to feel good and alive together with all sisters and brothers. This person really wants to know who you are, but yet in the way of that is the fear of far away time in his life or career where he was once misused, abused, or not loved. And in that time frame, what we have is as below, so above. So this person creates for them circumstance where they feel like they have to put you under a trance, or else you'll walk away or leave them behind. And this is why these people do not like what's inside. They do not like to see and to feel their own presence, as what they feel really in those moments is the absence of love. They have a feeling that there is something, some chore from above that pushes them down, something that makes them weaker, something that could be part of their body or figure, some great disfigurement in their experience makes them feel that they have to feed other people with perseverance. They give you a lot. They give you enough. They give you those things and that money that should be equivalent to the feeling of love. They can give you a country, they can give you a moment, they can give you some money, but they will not show it. They will not sow the seed of retirement. For in this life, this ascendant is not ever fired, but refined into a life that's made to be kicked aside. This person is creating stories where they can be accepted as all worries that they've had in the past will come back at last. They have to look for the same situation, They have to look for the same incompletion. They have to create for them some kind of understanding that everything they have under control, if they just keep on remembering and reminding themselves that people are the same. And to remind themselves means to just shift the blame from their own experience into other people's evil. So they create a life of unity, but it is not so simple. They've got a pattern that repeats throughout their life. And this is very sad, but their husband or wife will not get them at all. They will create for them a role. They will just fit in and be pretty perfect. But at the end of the day, nothing's really for them. Everything is defect. For what they lack inside is a guru, a guide. And the guide is but heart and a great feeling of love. As they don't have a compass, they don't have a person who can take them by storm. And that's what they do want. That awesome desire for love and acceptance is what pushes them into any situation, really. Decadence. A decadence for the matters of heart and of feeling. And that is ironic, for what this situation is revealing when they find that some person that feels almost good is the expansion of their neighborhood. And there's others and more. There's so much to behold. And they cannot really have the time or the want to break out of that mold, for they're always expanding in social creation. But yet their personal life often lacks infatuation. It's just making do, for the others are here, and the other is what this person relies on for their fear of disconnect. So, in the greatest regret, the other comes first before what they have conceived. And though this is pure in their world, but they're given a greed, a great greed for drama and trauma and torment, as what they desire in another person is confrontation, a set information that they are somehow not loving, and this person will push them and prod them into something that is kind of looking like love one day maybe, but what they really do desire in this life is a baby, a person, somebody who's small, somebody who they can nurture and show them the all. And through something that's small and careless and dumb, they can find themselves as if they're loving someone. Through something that's kind of blank and unassuming, they can create a life around that being, which is nurturing. A tortured person without a heart can only find that in the start of a career, or in a blink of an eye type of feeling. So they're looking for moments of meaning, and that's why with this ascendant, your life is deceiving, because it's a spark and the glisten that beckons, and in that young, fresh face or little person is what reckons and breaks you into greater dissatisfaction, as what this person does conceive in their life is transgression. They're freeing themselves through the disappointment in others, and they're placed on this pedestal for their brothers just to be broken again by their old inhibitions, as this past life of theirs holds within itself such a great vision, such a pure world, and such a pure person that is too pure. They have been put here on purpose, and there is a strange recognition that everything is against them, because surely this person was to be free, transgressing other realities and other realms and a great mystery, but yet back again to earth they have plummeted, where they once before have been at some point summited. So in this recognition they know that what they are is great glory, but here they are stitching back in a worry what is lost through career and place of empowerment. They've been brought back to earth. For the heart needs enflowerment. They have created a world for themselves where this person is something that's too good in stealth. They're too good for us all, and they know it exactly. They've gained a great wisdom and power before, and it's happening. The purity of their heart will eventually flower into being, and in that pure knowing of what you are and who you are, there is no more grieving. So for us, for now, in their early stages, they are just that shape, kind of like a robot that rearranges, that puts us back together and looks at us with pride, that looks for us for something, that wants us deep inside. But in the beginning of their life, they'll have a small glimpse of their future, as what they've come to be here is not that which will nurture other people's troubles, stick together their rubbles, please the rebels, feed the poor. They're here to be less than sure. They're here to be in a mode of awe. As everything collapses, they will know for sure this feeling of the awe that one has for life when it's revealing to you the other side of itself, which is death. This person is looking for that death. It's like Macbeth, a pure and dying feeling of devotion, a pure and dying energy of nonsense and motion, which is the heart, creating blooms and spirals. They're looking for the end, and that is what frightens. A part of them is looking just to be no more. And here's where they find the open door of fate. For if they do decide one day to no longer meditate or procreate or have any kind of trouble, they'll find themselves inside a tiny bubble of themselves, where they don't need to worry and to speculate on who they really are. They can just be themselves for once and see the scar that life has brought to them on purpose to show to them a great big surplus of adventure and, yes, power. For they are then ready to devour anything at once. A life of chance is not for them, you see. So until they can be pure in the ecstasy of near-death experience, created by life or just interference, like small reminders of life being fleeting, will make them not so committing, but more independent in thought and in action, and that will bring their life to great satisfaction and teach many people how to be fertile and yet very infinite, how to be but a smile and yet ignorant. A sister or brother who's gone through the hells of life and now solidified here as a loving husband or wife. Somebody who's seemingly so simple, but in a scorpionic way, this Libra Ascendant can be not cynical, but power. A simple power that cannot really be described, just given through the feeling as the world will collide and struggle, strangle, and reveal to you something you've never known before. A true version of yourself, which you will find.